subscribe. Tariq Radio. Like and subscribe.
So let's get Brandon in here. Brandon,
Hey, what's going on, Tariq? Thanks
what's
for
up,
having
man?
me.
How you doing, brother?
Pretty good, pretty good. Really looking forward to hitting Color 6 later on this year. I'll be
Yeah.
reviewing your films and stuff.
Oh yeah, 11.
Um, yeah, I won't take too much of your time, and I hate to be off topic, but this is relevant. It was your commentary on your Sunday stream about the Carmelo Anthony case
Yeah.
and the legal representation that he had. And I know you had some questions about Dominique, the black guy that was escorting him out. He's
Yeah.
actually, I just want to say he's actually legit. I know him, like I don't know him like personally, like I can't call him right now on the cell phone, but he's been, with the community for years. I used to go to some of his meetings before the pandemic.
Okay.
It would be sometime 50 people, 100 people, sometime as small as 6 people, but he is true to the grassroots down for our people. And so I know you said that people don't know him, but I've been in Dallas all my life. I grew up in Oak Cliff, by Redbird Mall, that's now Southwest Center Mall, Hampton 67, by the State Fair. Like I know him and I know his people. I just wanted to say he a legit dude. He ain't perfect, but he is legit. So he ain't nobody you got to worry about.
Okay. My man, I
And
appreciate that. Thank you
yeah,
so much.
have a good night.
The issue I had, you know what, I had an issue with as far as that gentleman. Um, and it might not be his fault, but when Carmelo, when he was released, Carmelo has to have security, man. I didn't like the fact that this Karen reporter ran up on Carmelo and just shoved a microphone in his face. I'm like, hey man, this brother, he's getting death threats. His family's getting death threats. So don't let no a hostile Karen shouldn't have got that close on him. That's why that brother needs some FOIs or somebody. I don't know if they gotta watch out for the visuals and the optics of everything. They don't want him to, have a black army around. But yeah, he gotta be safe. I didn't like the fact that the Karen ran up on him like that. But again, they can't, I don't know if they're trying to make him seem vulnerable. I don't know. But he has to be safe. They got to make sure he's safe. And speaking of him, speaking of Brother Carmelo, boy, the white supremacists, boy, they're very salty. Boy, they are extremely salty that he got that bail. And you know what they're doing now? Boy, did you see the lies they start putting out in the white media? Boy, the white media, boy, they are lying their asses off. Boy, they took the gloves off when he got out of jail. And they see black folks getting on code to protect him. They're getting on code with lies. They're getting desperate. The mainstream media put out some bullshit about this man. They said, hold on, let me read exactly what they said in this article. Hold on, I'm going to grab this article. I'm going to read it verbatim. I'm going to read this article verbatim. This is desperation, ladies and gentlemen. Hold on one second. Let me find it for y'all real quick. Uh, okay, this is the New York Post, ladies and gentlemen. This is the New York Post. Carmelo Anthony living with family in a $900,000 home in gated community. Why am I getting all these ads? What is this shit? Um, the family bought a new car after release on bond in the murder of Austin Metcalf. The Texas teen accused of fatally stabbing a high school football star at a track meet allegedly lives in a $900,000 home with his family inside of a luxurious gated community, despite requesting that a judge lower his $100 million bond because of financial difficulties. Anthony, 17, is holed up with his family at the pricey home in the gated community. Oh, Lord. Then they said something about, yeah, they got a brand new Escalade. Another report talking about he got a brand new car. And the narrative that they're trying to make it seem like they got that money and started finessing. when in reality, they've been living in that home. They didn't just move in there. And also, they've been had that car. They've already had that car. Also, they never got any money from the crowdfunding. They never got any money from the crowdfunding. That none of that money has been released to them from the crowdfunding. So they've been getting money from other sources, but not the crowdfunding. So listen, now why is the white media lying like this? This is supposed to be the legitimate media. Now they're putting out blatant lies. Now why are they doing this? Number one, this is retaliation for the disruption of the racial status quo. Yeah. Anthony's release, that represents a disruption in the usual script where a young black male, you're supposed to be swiftly criminalized with no resistance. His release, that's like a power loss for those in the dominant white community who believe in the racial hierarchy. They felt like, okay, we're losing power. Wait, a black guy getting bail for murder and a white guy's a victim? Oh no, we didn't just get to railroad him in. So now this media retaliation, that's a way for them to kind of reassert dominance. Also, that's them telling lies in the media. This is them looking at it as punishment for community solidarity. See, the Black community's crowdfunding success and public support that challenged the usual narrative of Black helplessness. See, they like for us to be helpless and begging, crying and screaming. We're like, no, 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 no. The Black community's like, no, no, no. We ain't doing all that this time. We're getting on cold. We're gonna get him up out of there. How much money is it? 1 million? Okay, we'll get it. And then it got lowered by a black judge, so they really feel a certain way. So them attacking the family, the white media, they're trying to discourage future solidarity. And that's them trying to send a warning, like, hey, if you guys try to get too uppity, we're gonna use our media to sully you. You see? And also the media, they're trying to reframe the narrative to justify the racial bias. Um, they're trying to paint the picture of the family being greedy or undeserving to create a false moral justification for their original hostility against them. And they're trying to undermine public sympathy. See, because if the public views Carmelo's family as financially irresponsible or opportunistic, they're trying to use that to erode sympathy for Carmelo. So it's a smear move to kind of weaken support and try to manipulate the public, and it's not working. People are calling them the white media out for their lies. See, and also that's a projection of white entitlement. The dominant society, see, they feel like black people shouldn't have the access to the tools that leads to freedom, especially not no public funding. So the media, they're reflecting that whole entitlement by lashing out at the black people, using the same lawful options that other people use without criticism. And the whole stereotype, this is again, this forces these stereotypes of black people being financially reckless and criminally opportunistic. They're trying to reframe the family's defense as exploitation instead of survival or justice. So we got to watch these people, man. See, the media, they really need to control the narrative, man. Independent black voices, the black grassroots, we're shaping the pushback. And the media sees this as a loss of gatekeeping power. So they're putting these false stories out here as a desperation tactic. These people are desperate, I'm telling you. When you sit up here lying on this family, that's desperation. Oh, that's desperation. And let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. That can work in our brother Carmelo's favor. This desperation the media is doing, come on now. This can work in his favor, because this is it can kind of create ground for legal malice. The family can say, hey, man, look, well, the media has been sullying us, so we couldn't get a fair shake. Yeah. Also, it undermines the credibility of the prosecution's narrative with the media lying. See, that casts doubt on the broader efforts to demonize Carmelo. See, the jury and the public, they might question what other claims, especially from law enforcement or the DA, what else is exaggerated or false. So this might, this lying might work in favor of Carmelo. That might increase sympathy when the public sees a young black man and his family being smeared with lies and falsehoods. That's gonna, that might trigger the public to be more sympathetic. Like, oh my God, look at how this family's being targeted with lies. Huh? And also that galvanizes more grassroots support and legal support. With these false attacks, that makes the grassroots say, well, damn it, we gotta really circle our wagons and protect this young man and his family. Huh? Lies can become rallying points. That encourages more support when we see them this desperate and lying on this brother. That makes people want to double down in support. Yeah. And that exposes that whole media bias to a broader audience. We got to get in on. We got to break all this shit down. Also, this can enable the defense attorneys to frame the whole case as a smear campaign. Like Carmelo's legal team, they can flip this. They can use the media lies as evidence that their client is being targeted by a racially motivated media machine, which helps create reasonable doubt. And that shifts the burden of credibility away from him. See, they can be using all these damn lies. I'm telling you, they can use these lies in the media. That will work in his favor if a lawyer knows how to get out there and work that shit. Huh? So it's very interesting. And also, this fuels a cultural conversation about injustice too. These false stories that can ignite like a national discussion about racial bias and media ethics and judicial double standards. And the larger the conversation gets, the harder it becomes to just quietly railroad Carmelo. You see, so it's very, very interesting. And yeah, again, his lawyers, they could use some of this stuff as leverage. Like if his legal team can tie these false stories to police leaks or DA influence, that could possibly open the door for legal motions against misconduct or bias, which can help strengthen motions for dismissal. So it's real interesting. It's very, very interesting. Let me see who we got. We got a lot of folks in here. Let me get some calls in here. Y'all raise your hand. Let me know if you're ready. Let me get some of these calls in the building. Let me know if you are ready. Raise your hands, ladies and gentlemen, because we are in here deep. And let's get, uh, hold on. I'm going to get some new faces in here. Let's try Mr. Devontae. Let's get Devontae in here. Mr. Devontae. Devontae, unmute your mic, sir.
Hey Tariq, how you doing?
I'm good, man. How are you?
Pretty good. No, I just want to touch piggyback off of what you just said. I'm noticing too, a lot of these outlets are really trying to push it on one side of the political spectrum. Oh, y'all look, it's the MAGA conservatives. They really want to make sure Carmelo doesn't get through with this and whatnot. And look. And it's not just one side. It's all of them. It's white supremacy across the board, and it's Democrats on the same page that really don't want this brother to get through with this. They talk all of them are, and I want the family to know whenever you see these posts that's really trying to put it on one side, and I don't understand that political jargon. I don't know why they're so adamant to just put it on that side when it's obvious it's a complexion based hatred. That's all this is. It's like that's all it is, and it's Democrats going in on them too.
Yeah.
So yeah, I just don't want the family to get lost in this one sided racism when we know it's like you say, Tariq, it's two birds on the same two wings on the same bird.
Oh yeah.
And that's what it is. So I just wanted to say that as a reminder, not to get lost in this. Oh, it's just the MAGA and the conservatives. No, it's all of y'all. No, no,
Exactly.
no. It's everybody. So
Mhm.
I appreciate it, Tariq.
My man, thank you so much, brother. All
Mhm.
right. Let's get the Tether Whisperer. The Tether Whisperer in the building.
What's up with it, Tariq? This is brother, the Black Receipt.
Oh,
I'm
what's
on.
up, brother?
Yeah, I don't know what the brother was talking about earlier. Uh, the brother, old boy, is suspect in my city. He popped up out of nowhere after George Floyd. So, and when you look at his background, it's very vague. So, I don't know what the brother talking about. But I've been doing my due diligence on trying to find out about him, and everywhere I go around the city, people say they really don't know about him. He just popped up out of nowhere, like Jasmine Crockett. So I
Wow.
say, know what I'm saying? All the information that you hear about him is very suspect. So take what people say with a grain of salt.
There you go, my man. I appreciate you. All right. Man, man, man. Do y'all want to hear from Bushmeat Barrister? Speaking of Bushmeat, do y'all want to hear from Bushmeat Barrister? Let's hear from Bushmeat Barrister. Let's hear what's going on with the Tether Shield. What's up, Tether Shield? What's up, Barrister?
Hey Tariq, what do you think about Judge Joe Brown? Do you think he's a Sambo or a
No,
Tether?
no, I don't.
Okay, well, he completely disagrees with you in regards to the Carmelo Anthony case, and he actually provided some good points on why Carmelo will definitely be convicted, and that this whole situation, you, the media, you're blowing it out of proportion, and that this is a clear cut murder case, premeditated murder case, that he will be convicted.
How
That's
was it?
what
How
Judge.
was it? Then you explained.
Well, Judge Joe Brown. I'm not about a lawyer, and he
Then
made
what?
some great points.
How was it premeditated based on Judge Joe Brown?
Again, you have to. I mean, I encourage you to speak to him, but I
Why don't you
just.
know? You brought it up, so you explain it. He's
I,
not
well, I
here.
don't want to just. Well, I just don't want to make.
Why did you bring it up if you can't explain it, Bushmeat Barrister?
He he would articulate it better
How
for me
come
on
you
why
can't?
he's going.
Then why, if you can't articulate it, why would you bring up something you couldn't even articulate?
In any case, he did say that Carmelo Anthony will be convicted.
How
That
was
this
it
isn't us
premeditated?
because he had a knife in his bag and he used that knife to kill him.
That's
That's
not
essentially.
premeditated. That's not premeditated.
Well, in any case, I'm just saying that Judge Joe Brown is said specifically that this isn't a
How is it?
self-defense case.
How you just said it was premeditated? Self-defense and not self-defense and premeditated are three different things. Where did you get premeditated?
Well, maybe I misspoke, but he did
Okay,
say
I'm gonna
that.
misspoke your ass out of here. Get out of here. The hell out of here. No damn premeditated musty tether. You can I hate when you say something and then can't stand on it. Where I don't know, you gotta act good. I don't know. Shut up. Good grief. Heathers are so lame. All right. Let's get this Marquise de Gramont. Marquise de Gramont. Oh, Marquise got out of here. Yeah, I wanted to hear what Marquise had to say. He bounced. All right, it's okay, Marquise. All right, raise your hand. Let's see who's in here. And I ain't gonna be in here too long because my time is off out here. I'm still adjusting to the time out here in the lovely New Orleans. What's up, Wani? I see Wani spots in the building. Y'all say what's up to my sister Wani in the building. Y'all hop on in here. Okay, Marquise, hop on in. Marquise, hop on in. Okay, Marquise, damn, brother. I don't know what's going on with your phone, man. Okay. I think he dropped his phone in some goosey soup. Let's get TJ. TJ in the building. T, what's up, T? TJ. TJ, hop on in.
Hey, what's up?
What's up, TJ? How are you?
So you know this incident in Frisco, right?
What happened in Frisco?
You know, Carmelo Anthony.
Oh, you're Frisco, Texas. Yeah, you can go ahead.
Did you know this happened in the same county that the McKinney pool incident happened in?
Oh, really?
Collins County, Texas. Yeah,
Oh, wow.
Collins County, Texas is north of Dallas.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't know it was that same area.
Yeah, it's the same county.
Okay. Okay.
All right, that's all I gotta say.
All right. Well, thank you, TJ.
All right, bye.
Thank you. Okay. All right. TJ didn't really have anything to say. He just wanted to get on and be heard. All right. Okay. Y'all raise those hands. Y'all raise those hands. Now I gotta taste of some damn Manchu. It's the middle of the night. I gotta wait till breakfast. Better not be out here in these New Orleans streets this late. All right, y'all raise your hand. Get a couple more good ones in here. Raise those hands if you are ready. Trying to, well, everybody's moving around very fast, so I'm trying to catch you. Let's get Sparks Will. Sparks Will. Sparks Will.
My guy Tariq Nasheed, how you doing, man?
I'm good, man. How are you, Sparks?
I'm doing good. Have you seen how Kyle Rittenhouse just tweeted?
Yeah, he tweeted something about Carmelo's like, this. What did he say? I forgot. I'm kind of.
Yeah. So he said, so the left thinks what Carmelo Anthony did was self-defense, but what I did wasn't. Can someone please help this make sense?
Oh yeah. So yeah, he's trying to be slick. So yeah, they're all getting on code. They're all getting on code with each other. And
Yeah. So you notice how like every time they do things, like stabbings and stuff like that. It's never put on the news, but every time a black person do something, I mean, look, these people did things to us for over 400 years, and they still do things. But then when we do things, we get put in a worse light, as if these people didn't, grape and pillage people and all that other stuff. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, man, it's insane out here, man. But thank you so much. All right, Richard, you want to get back on, Richard? I tried to get you on earlier. You didn't say anything, sir. But Mr. Richard, hop on in, brother. Mr. Richard, hop on in, Richard.
I'm here. How are you, Tariq?
I'm good, Richard. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. I got you on band from the UK, but you've got to promise you cannot play no Mink slide. All right, no touring.
Now, why not?
You
Mink
can eat.
Slide slaps over there, and people like it over there.
No.
Yes, they do.
No. Maybe the older people or something, but yeah, we're not into that.
Yes, you are.
We like Drake.
Yes, you are.
We like
No. Y'all
Drake.
like Mink Slide over
We
there.
like.
Our Mink Slide records do phenomenal over there in the UK. Yes, indeed.
Well, how can you sell when you got banned?
What
And
happened?
you have to you cannot bring the truth. You gotta drip feed it. You're like a waterfall. Okay? It's gotta be drip fed. Like it's like, oh shit, you're gonna fuck the status quo.
Mm-hmm.
We have to work with white people. And I was very paranoid for a long time after listening to you because I'm like, oh, all this stuff is making it very obvious and I'm picking up on it.
Now, Richard, your family is from the Caribbean, right?
No, no. I'm from Somalia.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Now how long you been in
I'm
the
like
UK?
kind of Caucasian
Yeah,
because
yeah,
you know
you're a dark
we
Caucasian,
have the Caucasian phenotype. Um, but I still view myself as an African.
right?
Um, but yeah,
Now, when was the
but
last
yeah,
time you went to?
I
Now,
think
when was the last time you been to Somalia?
I've never been, and I'm not
Damn.
looking to go.
Okay, yeah,
But
I'm not shocked, but y'all never go back to your family's homeland. That's like a no man's land. Y'all be like, damn that.
yes, it is because it's a lot of war. There's a lot of religious superstition with the terrorism. Al Shabaab control a big portion, and it's just you can't run no businesses there. And I'm not going to have opportunities to make money the way I can make it here. This is the life in the Western world.
Oh yeah.
Um,
hmm
what do you think Black people can do to just be a little bit more like white daddy and white mommy?
Why would we want to be like white mommy and white daddy?
Because they run shit, and we sit back and they let them take the wheel. Let them take the wheel, but we can't always sit back. We have to contribute.
Well, you do that by, you stand on homeland and lineage business. You fight for your ancestors, and
My ancestors, they even fight for me. They made me a slave. They made me a lower. They fucked the game up. So
well, that's
I don't know.
interesting. Ooh,
If
that's
you can't beat them, join them.
what you said was
You
very
know,
interesting.
the the
Well,
victor the victor takes the spoils. You
Right.
heard of that?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what you said was very interesting. What you said was very
What?
interesting right now. I want to unpack that. You said something very, very interesting.
Yeah, if you can't beat them, join them.
No, 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 about your ancestors. You're like, they never fought for me. That's powerful. That's
They really
powerful.
didn't.
You know
They
what?
did.
They
They made
didn't.
bad
You know what?
decisions.
I believe. You know what? I come to think of it, they really didn't. They didn't really stand on
Yes.
business for you. They didn't
Same for
really.
you. Your ancestors didn't stand for. They were
Yes,
slaves to
no, no,
you.
no,
What? That
right?
you're
No, no,
supposed to
no.
get 40 acres and a
Hold
mule.
on, no, no,
You were
no, no,
supposed
no,
to
no,
get
no,
40
no, no.
acres and a pit bull.
Hold on, no, 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 but no. Listen, even though your trolling is failing, but you made a good point. Your ancestors never fought for you. They didn't do anything but sit up there and eat bush meat and get beaten. Our people actually fought. We fought for rights. We fought for justice. We fought. My ancestors fought, and that's why they're revered around the world. So that's why we have an obligation to stand up for them because they stood up for us. Your ancestors didn't really do nothing. They just kind of went along and just fled and started running to the
But if
UK.
you guys fought, how comes you never got your 40 acres and a pit bull? You deserve that at
You
least.
know why? The reason why is because every time we would try to get it, your tethers, like yourself, would come over and say, "Hey, look, I'm black and we shouldn't get nothing." And that's been the problem. And we've identified what the problem is, and
The tethers need to
we're
stop,
not
man.
letting you tethers talk down or talk about our reparations or get into our mix. So we're making progress now, but we just had to identify the tether class from your community who was undermining us. And we're not going to flee like you had to flee from your homeland, right? Right, Richard?
I'm muted. Yeah, I'm not fleeing. I'm very thankful to be here,
Yeah, you fled. Yeah, well, your
where I
family
am.
fled. You come from a fleeing lineage,
Yeah,
sir.
well, we should flee, and you shouldn't be ashamed to flee. I mean, if a place is not very good, if it's not functioning as the way it's a failed state, they don't give you democracy. Old clan leaders control the vote. There's no democracy. There is no voting. Very
In your homeland, right?
Yes. I
Mm.
mean, Elon Musk recently just put a Starlink in Somalia. And I hope that with Starlink, you're going to have more access to facts, data, and statistics that will drive the economy because they have more access to information. So that's what I'm looking forward to one day. I'm also looking forward to maybe a mix of the races, globalization, because this
That means you up
uh,
there, you trying to get you a white woman up there in the UK, aren't you? Or did you get your white woman yet, Richard? Did you get you a white woman up there, Richard? It sounds like that's what you were really longing for. You wanted a white woman.
If I wanted a white woman, if I want a white, but she has to be Russian, or if it's black, it has to be Nigerian,
Right.
right? Because I'm Somali, right? So my DNA, I feel like it's not as like tough skinned as like because I'm trying to do good for my children because I'm like a evolutionary like I like Richard Dawkins, so it has to be a Nigerian or someone with strong DNA, a Russian, like they have like good, it can't just be any because what's the point of mixing a weak genes with another weak genes? You're just gonna get big forehead babies.
Uh-oh. You don't want that.
You know,
And there's
I
nothing
don't
wrong.
want a Somalian with a big forehead, and you know what I mean.
But that forehead can carry a lot of thoughts of knowledge. So, you can use that forehead to think and come up with different forms of innovation. So you can utilize those
No,
foreheads.
I'm not doing that to my kids. They cannot be 100% Somali. No, I just can't. That's just not a very
Right.
because
Well, unfortunately, you
yeah,
have there's a self-hating and a shame from your
it's not self-hating.
It's
It's just
okay.
it's
It's
it's,
okay.
it's
It's okay. Yeah, I understand what it is. And, just don't project that on us. So a lot of times y'all project your own shame and self-hating on the foundational Black Americans, and we want you to own that. That's your own.
of course self-hating because I
All
but
right, but thank you. Thank you, Richard. Okay. Richard's trying to be witty and trollish, but he's corny, and the tethers aren't that witty, and it's just coming across corny and boring. So all right. Let's get apartment 6333. Apartment 6333. What's up, apartment 6333? Hey, how are you, dear?
Hi, I wanted to talk about the Carmelo case.
Yes, go ahead, dear.
Just some thoughts that I wanted to ask you a question. Do you think he should have a judge decide if he's guilty or not, or if he should go with a jury?
Oh, most likely they're going to get a jury trial. Yeah, most likely a jury. What do you think he should do?
I'm not sure. Maybe if he has the same judge that did his bail, he could go with the judge, and she can decide if he's guilty or not.
I don't know if they can do that, or if they're going to do that. I don't know, but most likely it's going to be a jury trial. So, how do you think?
And also,
How do you think
go ahead.
how do you think the outcome of the trial is going to go?
I have faith that he'll get off,
Yeah,
or he'll get a very light sentence.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Because
Also, another
go
thing
ahead,
that oh, sorry if I interrupted you.
go ahead, go ahead.
Another thing, I was checking out Austin's social media, and I just thought it was funny how he racially targeted Carmelo, but all of his social media has black culture, and he follows a lot of like curvy black women. So yeah,
Interesting. Okay. Well, most people do. Most people follow black culture. Most people do that. Even if they have vitriol towards the culture that they follow. Most people do. Listen, I'm in New Orleans right now. And one thing I love about New Orleans, they are forced to acknowledge the black cultural influences of New Orleans. There's murals of black people all over New Orleans. I love it. I absolutely love it because the foundation of Black American culture is so rich here, you are forced to acknowledge it because that's what makes New Orleans fly. Everything about New Orleans that's fly comes from the foundational Black Americans here. All of it. The music, foundational Black Americans, the voodoo and the hoodoo, foundational Black Americans, the food, foundational Black Americans. There's us, even the beignets that they have. Y'all know them beignets out here, the French donuts, quote unquote. What the modern beignets that they're eating now out here in New Orleans, that was the flavor and the style and everything of them that's hot now that makes everybody wants to get them. It came from foundational Black Americans, even though it was originally a French thing, but they made it a different way. And they didn't call it beignets until the 50s, by the way. That's when they started to call it beignets. They called them nun farts or some bullshit before then. But yeah, them beignets, as we know them now, the styling and the flavor comes from foundational Black American culture. So just everything that's fly about New Orleans comes from foundational Black American culture, and then they're forced to have to give it up because people, when they come to places like this, they want to know the real deal. You got to show them the real authenticity of what made it pop off. That's one of the reasons why I love New Orleans. But man, let me get up out of here, man. It's been real. Shout out to everybody in the room. We got a lot of people in here. Y'all go to hiddenhistorymuseum.com. Contribute to the Hidden History Museum. Go to microphonecheck.com to get the film Microphone Check. Go to rootworkstyle.com to get the best deodorant in the world. Rootwork at rootworkstyle.com. All right, I'm up out.
Hi, I'm Mateo. Do you want to learn about Hidden Heroes? Hidden Heroes from A to Z is a cool book that tells the stories of amazing Black heroes you might not know about. You'll meet inventors, you'll meet explorers, and leaders who change the world. It's fun, inspiring, and you can learn so much. Get your copy now at hiddenhistorymuseum.com. Let's discover our hidden heroes together.